the ability to be able to place an explosive in technology that is very prevalent these days, and turn it into a war of terror, really, a war of terror. This is something new.
Is it terrorism?
I don't think there's any question that it's a form of terrorism.
Former CIA Director Leon Panetta did not mince words when talking about Israel's pager attack in Lebanon. It's terrorism. Now, for context, on Tuesday, a wave of attacks supposedly targeting pagers held by members of Hezbollah killed at least 12 people, including 2 young children, and injured thousands more. A second wave of detonations on Wednesday killed another 20 people and injured more than 450 people, according to Lebanon's health ministry. And Panetta warns that Israel's tactic, turning ordinary consumer products into explosives, could have devastating long-term consequences. Take a look.
This has gone right into the supply chain.
Yeah.
Right into the supply chain. And when you have terror going into the supply chain, it makes people ask the question, what the hell is next?
It sounds like you're genuinely worried.
I am. This is a tactic that has repercussions. And we really don't know what those repercussions are going to be.
And Panetta warned, he stressed that other governments around the world need to get involved now to prevent this from escalating into a much larger regional conflict. Take a look.
The forces of war are largely in control right now of what's going on.
Do you think there should be condemnation for it? Should other nations step in, including us?
I think it's going to be very important for the nations of the world to have a serious discussion about whether or not this is an area that everybody has to focus on, because if they don't try to deal with it now, mark my word, it is the battlefield of the future.
Cenk, this caught me by surprise. Of all people, Leon Panetta, not somebody I thought would be the voice of reason in moments like this. What do you make of these comments?
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it. I think he is being the voice of reason, and the fact that it's Leon Panetta is enormously relevant. So let me break it down for you, both in terms of what he's saying and the repercussions of what he's saying. So number one, this former CIA director, former Secretary of Defense, it doesn't get any more establishment than Leon Panetta. And the reason why that's relevant is because in America, anyone who's involved in the establishment, let alone the former head of the CIA, former Secretary of Defense, never criticizes Israel. I've never seen it. It doesn't happen. He just called what Israel did terrorism. Totally unprecedented. I couldn't believe it. I rewatched it like 3 times. So if you don't live in America, you're like, what's the big deal? Of course it was a form of terrorism. 12 kids died, thousands of people got blown up. It was preemptive, etc. No, here in America, our officials never admit the truth, never. So the fact that he's doing it is super important, and I think there's something behind it. I'm gonna come back to that in a second. So one, he says Israel is doing the terrorism. 2, he said, now we have terrorism in the supply chain. And basically, you saw the context, you saw the videos yourself with your own eyes. You can interpret it any way you like. My interpretation is crystal clear, and I think that the overwhelming majority of you will agree with it, which is that he's saying Israel did the terrorism, Israel brought terrorism into the supply chain, now we're all screwed. And the repercussions are going to be long lasting and terrible. He didn't ever once mention Hezbollah or Hamas as the culprits or anything. I mean, that is textbook US government to say, well, it appears that Israel did this. We're going to blame Rando Mohammed over there and Ahmed over there. And obviously they're all terrorists. And as Israel did this, they're angels and etc. For a former CIA director to say, no, it was Israel, it's going to be a disaster and it's terrorism. I've, again, never seen it in my life. And so, and that gets to why I think he's doing it in one more second. But the third thing that he mentioned Oof. Did you catch that quote? The forces of war are largely in control right now. Now, why would the former defense secretary say that? My guess, Jordan, is that he has talked to a lot of government officials who he has deep contacts with. And he's not doing this willy-nilly because he felt like, hey, I'll get up on a Sunday morning and call Israel terrorists. No, there's people inside the government telling him, you got to do something, Leon. Israel's going to drag us into this war, and this war is going to be way, way worse than people realize. So somebody's got to say something, because the American people are deceived by the media into thinking Israel isn't doing it. That they're the victims, and they're the, oh my God, golly, we're so tiny and small. Those big Arab countries with all their weapons. What weapons? None of their weapons even land. Okay, so like, oh, Israel's being oppressed. For the former CIA director to come out and say, no, it's Israel that's doing the terrorism. And now we're going to have a huge, giant problem that America's going to have to deal with. That is my guess. Now that's the reality. Those are facts. And now my analysis is that there's tons of people inside the US government going, we got to send out word to the American people that our ally is going to get all of us into a lot of trouble. Jordan, what do you think?
So, Cenk, there was one thing that really stood out to me. So let's talk about his terrorism comments first. And this isn't the part that really stood out. He's just calling a spade a spade. It's undeniable. And when you aren't directly involved, you're not in a government position, you don't have a direct stake in it, it's much easier for someone to call that out. Of course, Matt Miller's not going to call it terrorism. He's going to call it a strategic operation, despite it clearly affecting many, many innocent civilians. But what stood out to me from Panetta's comments were his comments about the supply chain, the effect that this tactic had on commerce. And that reveals that Panetta's still got a foot in that camp, and he's still concerned and understands what this is ultimately about in so many instances. You know, forever war, while we like to portray it as about freedom and bringing democracy around the world, is very often about the global flow of commerce and capitalist interests. He recognizes that this tactic is reckless because it's not just about the damage. It's not at all about the damage inflicted in Lebanon or the people who were suffered or killed as a result of this tactic. It's about people having concerns about consumer goods. Whoa. How are businesses going to feel about this? We already had a supply chain crisis a year or so ago. He understands that this could affect economic and capitalist interests, and that's what he's speaking to there. So it's good that he's saying, yeah, this is terrorism, because it is. But to me, it shows his priority isn't with the people in Lebanon, it is businesses.
Oh, absolutely, Jordan. That's a terrific point. But that, I think, doubles down on my point. I've never seen Leon Panetta care about innocent civilians in the Middle East. I've never seen Leon Panetta care about any Muslim lives, ever. I mean, when he was in office, he was like, Israel, what kind of green light do you need? If you want, I'll wheel one in here the size of Rhode Island. He sent Israel endless checks. Israel killed endless Muslims, occupied the Palestinians the entire time Panetta was in charge, and Panetta never cared. It's not about, God, the idea that an American official, a former CIA director, would care about innocent Muslim lives is hilarious. There's no chance that that's the case. No, here what he's saying is, and what I'm worried about is government officials that know a lot more than us, but cannot say it publicly, are saying through him, you're not getting it. This isn't about protecting Muslims anymore. No one's ever cared about that. This is about protecting the rest of us. Israel is starting both a war and a terror tactic that cannot be undone. That's going to affect all of our businesses. That's going to affect our populations. It's going to affect our economy massively. And it's going to make the whole world live under the literal word terror as they pick up a cell phone, as they pick up any equipment, any device. Is there a bomb in it? And Israel started this, obviously. Look, later they'll probably pretend, oh no, Hamas and Hezbollah made us put the bombs and the pagers because, fill in the blank, human shields, or whatever nonsense propaganda they're doing today. But it doesn't just have to be Israel. then other people can copy Israel and start putting bombs in all the devices. So, I mean, and Israel's now crying because people are saying they're not going to buy Israeli products anymore because they might be jerry-rigged to blow up. You didn't think that that might happen? That is certainly at a very, very minimum that no one in the Middle East will ever buy an Israeli product again? How dumb are you? I know you think you're invincible if you're a right-wing Israeli government official and you think it doesn't matter because America's going to back us up and we'll order them to fight this war for us. Well, there you see the former CIA director and the defense secretary saying, I'm not sure that that's going to happen this time around because you guys have gone too far. And that is a turn of events I have never seen in America before. Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.